This is HB Sport Network. We got Coach Hawk, the head coach of the 7-8U rookies for the Union Youth Football and Cheer, outside linebacker coach for the Union High School football team, also the vice president of the Union Youth Football and Cheer. It's a pleasure to have you on HB Sports Network today.
So appreciate you having me, man.
So we're gonna get straight into it. So, you come from an athletic background. You played ball in school. You played ball in Union, of course. What motivated you to want to be an athlete? Like, what was your motivation? Like, who inspired you to want to be an athlete?
Well, man, honestly, ever since I was like real little, maybe 4 or 5 years old, I started out playing baseball. Football, it just kind of came along with it. I mean, I would always get out like in the yard, and play and stuff like that. But I never really got into playing youth football until I was 9 years old. But once it kind of happened, it kind of just took off from there with the love of the game once I played it. But basically I was really into baseball. And once I started playing football, I just got that love for it, man. And it was unbelievable, just being honest. I mean, I would watch players, just little clips of players like Barry Sanders, players like that, Walter Payton, just old school players,
Right.
And then when I got on the field, it was different. It was something I really felt comfortable doing, and like I said, man, once I got on there, it was just natural, and I mean, I had the love for it ever since then, man. And so that's where it kind of came from.
So I gotta ask you, who motivated you as a coach to want to be a coach?
Man, that goes back so far. But the first coach I ever had, and that would be Burrow Johnson. Um, Man, he saw me. He really did. He saw me more as a young man than as a football player. He was there for me in so many times that I needed him, man, that he probably don't even know to this day. You know, he he really showed me a lot of love and a lot of care that I really needed. Um, from looking at a male figure, he was that guy. And not only did he show me that type of love, I watched him show a lot of kids the same love that he showed me. And it was more love, like not on the field just because I can score touchdowns or I can make tackles. It was things like, hey, hot ride, how the grades looking? Hey, you been respectful, ain't you? Make sure you tell your mom thank you for everything that she do for you. Those type of things.
Right.
He was there for me in so many ways that, man, he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to be that mentor and guide me and let me, and be there for me in those ways. And he was. And the crazy thing is that he was my first football coach. I played a lot of football. I was 9 years old. I done had a little league coach. I done had a junior high coach. I done had a high school coach. I done had a college coach. I done had a pro arena football coach. And he showed me so much, man. When I say so much, he showed me so much love and care that he made me into the coach I am today. For showing me that and let me feel that right there. I would never forget that. And man, I just hope he's proud of me, because I promise you, man, everything that how I give these kids the game outside of football, I learned that from him.
Right.
And I thank him for that. I really thank him for that, because I probably wouldn't even went on to play football if it weren't for that love, because I was lost. As a young kid, I was lost. And for him to give me that love and to show me, hey, you somebody besides a football player that's on the field that can score touchdowns, anything like that. So, man, I really thank him for that. I really do. So, Burrow Johnson.
With you coming in and starting your coaching career in the youth realm, You started out with the 5 and 6 year olds. You won a Super Bowl with the 5 and 6 year olds.
Right.
You recently won a Super Bowl with the 7 and 8 year old group with the rookies. Now with dealing with younger kids with the 5 and 6 year olds, how did you get those kids prepared each and every week, and how did you keep them focused? With them being so young.
Right. Well, man, when you're dealing with a kid, when you're dealing with those babies, man, you can't make it all about football. You got to make it fun for them, and you gotta make them trust you. Because they dealing with so much at that age, and I will just be honest about it, man. The 5 and 6 year old kids, when they come out here, 9 out of 10, they probably not paying attention. They mind are somewhere else besides football. And it was definitely a challenge for me in that league right there, just getting to the kids, and making them understand, like, listen, we're gonna have fun, but we're also gonna teach you the game of football.
Right.
And that is the key with those kids. You have to be able to get those kids trust. You got to be able to make it fun for those kids. You can't just go out there and be like, hey, let's run left and right and catch them kids' attention. Like, it don't work that way. And the main thing with those kids, we built a bond that we'll still have forever, and I cherish it.
Right.
And that's what I would say about that league right there. Is, so many of those kids, man, they just come out here to have fun. You might look over there and one's playing with dirt, one might be turning front flips, back flips.
Right.
You don't know what you're gonna get at practice with those Dynamite kids. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be able to have a lot of patience with those kids. Like, you might come in one day and a kid, you might have his full blown attention, but then the next time you see him, it's just like, hey, like, who is this kid? But you can't think like that, man, because at that age, those kids, man, you got to have patience. They're babies. You know what I'm saying? So patience is the key with that Dynamite league, especially build a bond with them. Have fun, man. Definitely have fun. Make football one of the last things you teaching those kids, because that'll come with it. You got to have that bond and that trust for those kids. And once you get that, man, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Right. And you transition to the 7 and 8U. Moving up, to the rookies, to the 7 and 8U. What was different about the 7 and 8U compared to the 5 and 6U?
Man, I would say with the 7 and 8U, with my experience, it's basically about the same thing. They're still babies. Right. They're still growing. They have a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more higher IQ because of the age, and their age is a little bit more mature than the 4 and 5 and 6 year old kids. So basically, man, still had the patience, still bond with those kids. And from my experience with going back to the Dynamite year, we had a very, very young team. We probably had the smallest team in the whole league. We didn't have a lot of talent, but we had a couple of kids that played football before.
Right.
So for us to win the Super Bowl that year, man, it come with a lot of lock-in with the coaches, with the players, because honestly, we was not the best team talented-wise in the league. But those kids, they bought into the system. They bought into the coaches. We bought into them, and we outworked everybody that we played. And we was good at the end, and we won the Super Bowl. With the rookie group, with my 7 and 8 year olds, it was kind of the opposite. We had a lot of talent. We probably had the most talent in the league, and you still have to have patience with those kids, because for the fact your job can be harder when you have more talent on that team. Right. So when you have more talent on that team, you got to learn how to spread that out to make it better for your team. Not just one player. You got to make it better for the whole team. So patience with the 7, 8 year olds, it played a big part too. I would say that it was still a big challenge just because of the talent, and you still gonna have a problem with when you get out there with the kids. Some of them might be off that day. You never tell. They still 7, 8 year old kids, so they still growing. But all the above, man, it was a great challenge. I think a great experience for both leagues.
Right.
So yeah, Great experience.